What's going on, everybody? It's your boy, Mr. Banks, coming at you live. And today I'll be teaching you a strategy that you can use on a daily basis to become a consistent and profitable trader. But first, hit that retweet and like so you don't miss any of this educational content I try to put out on a daily basis to make you a profitable trader. Now, before we get into this, guys, you already know, if you've been with me before, there's no hindsight trading here. We're using real live trades that we take with the team. Today, hit this over 133%. By the end of the day, ripped to over 300%. Congratulations to everyone on the team today for absolutely killing it with us. If you guys aren't with us, hopefully you'll join us soon. But let's get into the actual strategy. Now, as you guys know, there has been a lot of news, a lot of headlines. As a trader, we do not trade the news. We have a strategy that we use over and over and over again. I will say this about news, especially as a newer trader. You think the market moves based off of news. It does not. The market does what it wants to do. As you will see, if you haven't seen already, time and time again, good news can send the market up. Good news can send the market down. Bad news can send the market up. Bad news can send the market down. So that is why we have to have a strategy that is not based off of our emotions that create a bias that create us to lose money. Now, it doesn't mean this is a 100% winning strategy. There's no 100% winning strategy out there, but we're using something based off of price, and price action is king. The market, how it moves, is king. The news, how you feel, your emotions, your bias is not going to make you a profitable trader, but using a strategy that can create consistent high probability setups for you to take over and over again will. So it's called the BBR strategy, bounce, break, and reject. Why did I name it the bounce, break, and reject? Well, I wanted to prove a point because trading is simple. It's not easy, but it's simple. What do stocks do? They will bounce on a support. They will reject a resistance. And then they'll either break through a support or break through a resistance to go hit another resistance and another support. So when you make trading simple like this, I guarantee you block out all the noise and you see trading for what it is, of just buyers and sellers. Sounds really silly, sounds really simple, but I know that everyone who tries to overcomplicate trading doesn't do well. But when you break it down to what trading really is, it only does three things. It bounces on a support, it rejects a resistance, and it breaks a support or breaks a resistance to go bounce on a support or reject another resistance, right? So it really only does three things. So if you distill trading down to simplicity, it will make trading a lot easier for you. Now, in this strategy, we use EMAs. With any EMA strategy, it is always good when it is trending, and it will show you when it is trending, and it will also show you when the market is not trending. And you may say, well, this strategy really doesn't work when we're not trending. Exactly. As a newer trader, you should not trade when we're not trending, right? We should not trade when we're not trending. So that is something that is very important to understand. And that is why I believe, especially for a newer trader or any trader of any experience, an EMA strategy will benefit you the most. So what do we use in this strategy? The 8 EMA is going to be the first one. Now it's going to be our trend indicator. And I'll show you guys the real life example of the SPY trade we took today. That is going to be our trend indicator. 1348 is going to be our EMA cross confirmation. And the 200 EMA is going to be our bullish bearish bias. Now, with any EMA strategy, just like you guys may have heard of the 821, 921, they're based off of a smaller time frame, like the 13 on this strategy, and a higher time frame, the 48. If the smaller time frame EMA crosses above a higher time frame EMA, that is going to be a bullish confirmation. Now, if a lower time frame crosses back below a higher time frame, that is going to be a bearish confirmation. And the 200 EMA is something all new traders learn. It's probably one of the first moving average that you learn. And how that works is if we're above it, it will be a bullish confirmation, and below will be bearish confirmation. Now getting into the actual trade of the day, what was I looking at? Well, let's kind of zoom out and look left. One thing I want everyone to start doing, if you don't already, is to just zoom out and look left, right? If you wanted to get short today, why are you getting short at a major demand and a major support, right? That we could not break. Even with the gap down on futures on Sunday, we could not break this major support and demand. So why are you trying to use emotion-based trading? Because the market should be going down. The market needs to be going down. War news, this, that. Market needs to be like, no, we don't do that. We play the chart and what's in front of us. So if you were one of those, before I get into the actual trade today, I just want to go over and try to help those that were trying to get short at open, because I saw a lot of you were. What would be a good entry or a good confirmation for us to say, hey, that might be, a nice reject for me to get short, showing me that maybe I should be in puts. And there was a good short trade today. Well, that's looking at our AEMA trend indicator, right? It's going to be this orange line here. Now that we broke below, what would be a good confirmation or a good risk to reward to get short? Would it be just to short the open just because? Or would it be a back test into this trend indicator and our AEMA cross back below our 13, right? We have our lower time frame crossing back down of a higher time frame. That would kind of give us a bearish bias. Or we had a solid reject off of the 13 or the AEMA, which we did today, right? That is where you would look to go short. It's not an open. Maybe if we broke down below and we broke below this 591, but we would still want to see a retest in the 591 and fail. Just like today, we held this demand. So where would we want to see? We would see a nice retest into our AEMA, which is our trend indicator, and a fail, right? And where was this at today? Around 598. So for those, again, looking to get short at open just because the market needs to go down, that's fine. There was a short opportunity today, but that was when we got a retest into this 8 EMA. Now, as you guys could see, I was also on voice, but giving it to the group. Watch the AEMA on the daily here. Will be a tell if we're going to reject and sell back off. It's roughly at 598. Great, right? So the BBR strategy is showing you, right? Let's get a retest into the daily trend, right? Higher time frame, bigger the move, and let's fail this trend. Let's fail that trend that we have been on. And that would give you a high probability if you wanted to get short. It'd give you a better risk to reward to get short than just getting shorted open. So I hope that helps some of you that want to just emotionally trade or trade because of this or news. Great. I understand everything going on and you want to get short. I mean, we did break back below this trend. So let's wait for the trend to fail. And, we did that today at that AEMA, 598. What happened here at open? 598. You got to sell, retest, sell off. Great. That was your confirmation versus just trying to get shorted open for those that want to take puts today. But we hit an absolute banger on calls at open, gave our team a 50-minute workday today. Again, BBR strategy. What are we looking at? AEMA, 1348 cross, 200 EMA. Great. Purple line is the 200 EMA. Now what happened here? Pushed higher. Now we are above that 200 EMA. This is now giving me a bullish confirmation or a bullish bias, right? Above 200, bullish, below 200, bearish. And again, we are on the 5-minute time frame, What else are we seeing? Well, we know that we need to have a cross, right? So our 13, which is going to be this teal or green line, crossing the 48 EMA, which is going to be the red line here. Now, obviously the 8 is also another confirmation, which will cross if 13 crosses. But we have that cross here, the 13 cross that 48. And then we're pushing higher. We reclaim that 200 MA. So now we have a couple bullish confirmations. We're above the 200 EMA. We have the 1348 cross to the upside. So there's another bullish confirmation. And another thing is, let me circle back to when I said, well, EMA strategies don't really work if we're going sideways. Great. That's when you're not supposed to trade. So when we start to see these EMAs start to pull apart, right, start to expand, that is showing us that a trend is forming. That is showing us that a trend is forming. You guys can see here, right? You guys can see here, they're all kind of bunched up. Are we really going anywhere? Yes, we sold off, but are we really going anywhere? No, when things are bunched up right here, that means no trade. And you guys can see here at the end of the day again too. We crossed up, we had that expansion, the EMAs are pulling apart, showing us a solid trend is forming and a push higher. Right, so let me go over that again one more time. We're above the 200 EMA, great, bullish. 1348 cross, bullish. They're starting to expand or split apart, showing us a trend is forming, right? So when they're starting to split, pull apart, that gives us another confirmation that a nice trend is starting to form. Take our entry, and like I said, with the chat, 598, the 8 EMA on the daily, that was our target. Ended up going over 133%. By the end of the day, it was 300%. But guys, again, if you want to be consistently profitable, you need to have a strategy that will help you. Instead of trading off of emotion or news or bias like that, this is what we do. And again, did we break any major demand? We did not. We never broke a major demand, major support. And really, this looks like a big bull flag. Big old bull flag. Never broke demand, never broke support. And then we have our BBR strategy, which we can use over and over again, giving us a couple opportunities to get long and strong. If you have any questions, you have any comments, I do have other videos on this, other trade recaps that also explain this that might help you. Also to the downside as well, because again, market does go down and we can use this to the downside. My name is Mr. Banks. If you have any questions, comments, please drop them below. Other than that, I will end on this. Believe in yourself, because I believe in you. God believes in you, and you will become a profitable trader. But you need to have a strategy that you can use over and over again. I believe this is a strategy that can change your life and change your trading. Other than that, thank you guys for tuning in. See you next time. Love you.